And I believe the American people will realize that this was one of the largest cover-ups in the history of our nation. I believe the American people will know who stood in the way of truth, who were afraid of the facts, who covered up. And make no mistake about it, the drip, drip, drip of evidence is going to keep coming out. With each new revelation, Republicans are going to have to answer for their votes. They chose to turn their back on the American people and stand for a cover-up. They chose to use ad hominem attacks and finger-pointing. Leader McConnell couldn't even bring himself to say what the president did was wrong when you asked him a few minutes ago. That's astounding. Maybe he believes what Dershowitz believes. This president can do anything he wants. Learned of the vote just before they called the roll when someone told me to put. We always knew it was an uphill fight. No one had illusions that the president would be convicted. But we made the fight for truth, and we made the fight for facts, and it created a bipartisan impeachment that can never be erased from history. Never.
Your members from red or purple states who now own these votes?
First, I do want to salute Mitt Romney. The pressure on every Republican was enormous. Every Republican knows that this president is vindictive, vengeful, vicious sometimes, and they don't want to oppose him. There are a whole lot of Republicans, I believe, who knew we were right, but said, I don't want the bother of being attacked relentlessly by the president and the hard right. And so the fact that this is bipartisan holds up a beacon as to what was right and what was wrong. And the fact that the Democrats were united in conviction of the president, and even more important, on witnesses and on documents, speaks legions.
Why is that?
Well, it makes my case. If you stand up when you think the president's wrong, and by the way, the vast majority of Americans and a good chunk of Republicans said the president's wrong. They may have come to a different conclusion, but they said he's wrong, and they want to throw you out of the party. That's why the percentage of Americans who are Republican is less today than when Donald Trump took office.
I'm not saying that Mitt Romney should be expelled from the Republican conference.
I think the greater criticism was the partisan nature of this speech, was the fact that it was untruthful in so many places. When the worst thing about this was the president made this a campaign rally, a reality TV show, even sounded like a carnival barker. It was so demeaning for the presidency for this speech. That's what I'm aghast at. I said truth will out. We did take the high road. We're proud of it. As I said, I think we walk with our heads held high. I think the Republican caucus is ashamed, many of them, of what they did.
And following up on that, you mentioned that Republicans were afraid of hearing the truth, afraid of hearing the other side. What do you think they have to be afraid of now?
They're always afraid of Donald Trump. They're always afraid of Donald Trump. He brooks no dissension. And they look back to last year when the two senators who had the courage to oppose him, Senator Flake, a conservative, and Senator Corker, a more mainstream Republican, he hounded them out of the party. Thank you, everybody.